Hello, my dear students of B.Sc 5th semester. So, I am Sarabdeep Kaur Sidhu here. So, today we are going to discuss our second chapter, that is crystal diffraction. Yeah. So, first of all, we must know about what is diffraction. So, all of you know that diffraction, you have studied in +1 that diffraction, and +2 diffraction is a bending of light around a corner of an obstacle. And diffraction to occur, the size of the obstacle must be equal to, approximate equal to the radiations जो incident कर रहे हैं, the wavelength of that radiations. Yeah. So for this crystal diffraction, we use X-rays. Crystal diffraction. For crystal diffraction, we use X-rays. So why we use X-rays? Because X-rays have wavelength in terms of small angstrom, 1 angstrom you can say, and the atomic dimensions, the atomic dimensions of a crystal are also approximate equal to 1 angstrom atomic dimensions. So we use X-rays for crystal diffraction. Yeah? X-rays when you pass through this is you can say the ordinary grating. When X-rays passing through ordinary grating or optical grating, then they go straight. There is no diffraction pattern because the atomic dimensions of this obstacle does not match with the wavelength of X-rays. So diffraction to be occur, the wavelength of X-rays must be approximate equal to the obstacle which we are using. And for this, the crystal which act as a natural grating, act as a natural grating for X-rays. So the second point comes that how diffraction occur. So to diffraction to be occur, we must have maxima, minima, or you can say constructive interference, destructive interference. The diffracted waves which have same phase as that of incident light, they constructively interfere. Yeah. So intensity increases, and others which have out of phase, the diffracted light which have out of phase with the incident, then they you can say interfere destructively. Yeah, they have zero intensity or minimum intensity. Yeah, in this way we have a diffraction pattern. So when X-rays incident on a crystal, so crystal have atoms or molecules. In an atom there are electrons. So when these X-rays they incident on a crystal, when they incident on a crystal having atoms or molecules and that have electrons, then what will happen? The X-ray means electromagnetic waves. They have electric field as well as magnetic field. So if they have electric field, oscillating electric field, then we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration, and this force is equal to E into this, E is the electric field, that is equal to mass into acceleration. This implies there is an acceleration that is equal to E by m. Clear? So when X-ray strikes an atom, then the electrons of that atom, means crystal you can say, that accelerate with this acceleration, because that oscillating electromagnetic wave, then that accelerated electron produces a oscillating electromagnetic waves, means they also produces a wave. Incident wave जो आ रही है, then these electrons also producing a wave, and that wave have same frequency that of a incident light, that of a incident wave or incident light. They have same frequency. Clear? So you can say they when strike, and in this direction wave, in this direction, in straight, in this way, This is also called Thomson scattering. You can say Thomson scattering. So in this way, the diffraction pattern is formed. Yeah. So when X-ray strikes a crystal, the electrons in a atom, they accelerate and produces a scattered wave having same frequency that of a X-rays in all direction, in straight, in upwards, in downwards. So in this way we have a diffraction pattern. Okay? So this is studied by so many, the crystal diffraction is studied by Laue, then by Bragg. Yeah? So in this lecture we pay attention on Bragg's law of diffraction. Bragg's law of diffraction. First, the crystal which used for crystal diffraction is zinc blending. Okay? So Bragg's law of diffraction. So what is Bragg's law of diffraction? So according to Bragg's, this was given by both the son and father Bragg. I forget the names of them. Here, Bragg's law of diffraction. So according to this, the X-ray falls on or incident on a parallel planes in a crystal. So we have a parallel planes. This is a one plane, this is another plane, second plane, this is so third plane. You can take so many planes. So we take only two, first and second. So X-rays, these are the lattice, the planes, and having a distance between the parallel planes is d. A ray of light incident on this, and this scattered in this direction. So if this is incident, take this is point A, this is point P, this is point B. This is incident and this is refracted, you can say. And another wave comes and incident on this second plane here, and it also diffracted parallel to this ray. And take this is C, this is Q, and this is D. Okay? So AP is incident, PB is scattered on first plane. Then on second plane, CQ is incident and QD is scattered. Clear? So when we join this P to Q point, this is distance D. So this is D. This is D. Clear? So these are parallel set of planes having distance between them is D. A ray incident on this, scattered, ray incident on it, scattered, and we get a diffraction pattern. Clear? Now draw perpendicular from P to this. So when we draw this angle, take this angle which this incident ray makes with this. This is this parallel plane. This is theta. This angle is theta. This angle is also theta. And this you can also say reflected. This is also theta. Clear? And draw perpendicular from P to this point. Take this point M. Take this point M. And from P to this, take this point N. This point N. Clear? So these are the perpendiculars. Clear? This perpendicular and this perpendicular. Clear? Now what about this angle? This small angle. This angle. What about this angle? Take this angle 1. Okay? And this angle, this is D. You know this is D. This angle 2. What about 1 and 2? Yes, 1 and 2 are same because this is theta, this is theta. What about this angle? This is also theta. How this is theta? Because angle APM. Angle APM. This angle is 90 degree. If this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. This small angle is 90 minus theta. This angle is A like this. This is A, P and M. Clear? A, P and M. This angle is 90 degree. And you have this angle theta given to us. So this angle is 90 minus theta. So this angle is 90 minus theta. So this angle comes 90 minus theta. If this is 90 minus theta, what about this? This is also a right angle. Okay? So this angle is also 90 degree. This angle means like this. This angle is also 90 degree. This is 90 minus theta. This angle is 90 minus theta. This whole angle is 90 degree. It means 90 minus theta. This angle is 90 minus theta. This is 1 plus angle 1. 90 minus theta is equal to 90 degree. So angle 1 is 90 minus theta plus theta. So angle 1 is theta. So angle 1 is, from this angle 1 is theta. So you can write here theta. Angle 1 is, I rub it, angle 1 is theta. So this is our theta. This is also theta. This angle is theta and this angle is also theta. and PQ distance is that is equal to D. That is equal to D. Clear? Now in triangle PMQ, what about MQ? This is base because the angle theta is here. So this is base, PQ is hypotenuse. Here this is perpendicular now MQ. MQ upon PQ. In triangle PMQ divided by PQ, that is equal to sine theta. Clear? And what about PQ? PQ is D. So this implies MQ is equal to D sine theta. MQ is equal to D sine theta. Similarly, what about QN? In triangle PNQ, now the base is which is the base? This is the base. This is the perpendicular now, and this is the hypotenuse. So what about QN? QN is also equal to similarly QN is also equal to D sine theta. So you have the two values, that is MQ and QN. MQ that is equal to D sine theta and QN that is equal to D sine theta. Now what is the path difference between these two rays? Yes, between this APB and CQD. What is the path difference? Path difference we can take, right? Path difference that is equal to, we'll take delta, that is equal to CM total wave, that is CQD minus APB. So what is CQD? That is equal to CM plus MQ plus QN plus ND. And what is APB? APB is plus AP plus PB minus, sorry, because part difference we have to take AP minus PB. Clear? So what about CQ and AP? CM and AP are same. So AP goes with CM and PB. PB is equal to ND. So PB goes with ND. So you have path difference MQ plus QN. So path difference is MQ plus QN. So you have path difference this. Yeah. Now, if constructive interference, because diffraction pattern will form path difference delta that is equal to MQ plus QN. Clear? Now, for diffraction pattern to be occur, we have maxima or minima. Clear? So for constructive interference to be occur, what will path difference equal to n lambda? So path for constructive interference, this delta must be equal to n lambda. N is an integer. Why n lambda? Because if you have one wave having like one wave is like this, yeah, lambda is up to this, and second wave is like also like this. Yeah, if they meet, the intensity of the wave increases, there is a constructive interference. Clear? And here, if n must be an integer, if there one wave is like this, another is 1 lambda behind this, means if that is like this, 1 lambda means that is like this. Then again, crust will upon crust, trough will upon trough, if 1 lambda behind this first wave, then there is also constructive interference. And if it is half lambda, if this is half lambda, means this is 1 like this, half lambda behind this, then this crust, this trough. Clear? So there will not be a constructive interference. So for constructive interference, n must be an integral or integer. Clear? So this is equal to n lambda, and we know path difference is equal to MQ plus Q1, that is equal to n lambda, that is equal to n lambda. And MQ plus Qn, we know that we have already done this. MQ is equal to d sine theta plus d sine theta, that is equal to 2d sine theta, that is equal to n lambda. So this is Bragg's law of diffraction. Clear? You have also studied it in +2, Bragg's law. Now n is 1, 2, 3, 4 and can be 0. So when n equal to 1, for n equal to 1, there is first order reflection. When n equal to 2, there is second order reflection. When n equal to 3, that is third order reflection. For n equal to 1, first order, and for n equal to 2, that is second order, and for n equal to 3, that is third order. Clear? And also for when n equal to 0, it is also called 0th order of reflection. Here when n equal to 0, because n is an integer and that can also be have 0 value. So 0th order of reflection. So this is about the order of reflection. Then if the order of reflection is first n equal to 1, if you have n equal to 1 and you know that these are the conclusions, sin theta is always less than or equal to 1. Sin theta have these values. If sin theta is less than equal to 1, then what about lambda? Lambda must also be less than or equal to 2d. Yeah? So this is first. So lambda must be less than or equal to 2d. D is a interatomic, this is a plane spacing, and this is also approximate equal to small value. Okay? And lambda less than or equal to 2d. This is first. And second conclusion is that n equal to 0 for that is 0th order of reflection, n equal to 1 that is first order of reflection, n equal to 3 that is third order of reflection. And then point comes that this theta angle, this is also called, this theta is also called glancing angle. This theta is also called glancing angle. Then when n increases, what about the intensity of light? Intensity of light, that is diffracted light. When n is, this point is very important, n is inversely proportional to, or you can say intensity is inversely proportional to 1 over n. What is n? N is the order of reflection. So if n equal to, if you have n equal to 0, n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3. So put here the values. 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda. So 2d sin theta that is equal to n is 1, that is equal to lambda. Okay? Then put n equal to 2. When you put n equal to 2, 2d sin theta that is equal to 2 lambda. 2 goes with 2, you have d sin theta that is equal to lambda. So intensity is inversely proportional to 1 over n, means when order of reflection increases, intensity of the wave decreases, like this. You know that the wave shape is like this. Yeah? So this is about the Bragg's law. Yeah? So I hope you enjoyed my lecture. Thank you very much. If sin here you can also write sin theta is, if you take sin theta is equal to 1, 2d is equal to lambda, then 2d is equal to 2 lambda, you can also write here. Thank you.